Hey guys, how you doing? Let's do this thing. Come on, baby. Stay ahead of the clock. No time wasting. Shoot. Uh, yeah, I think it's game over. I made a mistake there. I believe. Let me see what. I think queen. Let me see here. Overpressed. Forgot that he has this. Let's see. Yeah, that's losing mate too. Snap. Let's see here. I'm mate 3, sorry. And then if he plays here, then you play there. Okay. Drat. Well, at least I learned, so we'll give it one more shot. That was a really good game. I'm not happy about the loss, but let's see if we can't get this back. If he takes here, I mate. Boom. I'll do one more to regain our pawn, our point advantage, and then we'll move on. Yikes! It's let's see, what do we got here? Don't stall on me now. Sometimes they push too far. See here. I could think I can win a fork here if I play there, or I could fork here, or and then I could pin there. So that'd be an interesting idea. Gotta stay ahead of the guys though. Okay. If he takes here, I'm going to play there, and yeah, now I'll have an attack. If he, I'll play here, and then I'll have an attack on his rook. Oh, so he saw through that. Nice. Now we gotta start getting our pieces developed here. Let's see, what do we want to do? Okay, I gotta get a plan. Gotta get a plan. Okay. First of all, I have to get everything developed, so I'll just develop there. And then I'm gonna see if I can't get my knights to... Oh, so he plays there. Gotcha. I think I can aim for that at that point. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta stay ahead. Got 2 minutes to his 3:15, so Okay. Yeah, I gotta have to keep an eye on this knight here. Okay, we provoked a weakness now, so which is nice. Gotta see if I can take advantage of that though. Somewhere I got to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to stay ahead of this clock. Oh man, come on, baby. Gotta stay ahead of this guy here. Whew, boy. Hmm. darn it, I was gonna play here. Let's see, I wanna ran out of time. Okay. Let's try one more and then we'll get on to our games. You see how you gotta stay patient in there? My problem is I have to work on the time issue. And you know what? I'm gonna really work hard on not allowing that to happen this time. Don't overthink stuff. Just play. Hey, how you doing? Oh shoot. Let's see if I can't get in here. Oh. I lost focus there. I got concerned about the foolish things. I need to oh, drat, I can't even make a move there. I'm gonna have to, oh boy, this is not looking out. Okay. Actually, let's see if I can't. Oh boy, 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 boy. Let's see if I can. If I attack there, if I attack here. Okay, I'm falling out of that. That was a total blessing there. I'm out of this. I'll take that. I have one win, one loss, and a draw, so I'm up half a point. I want to see where I went wrong, then we'll get into our games. So this right here wins a pawn, okay. And then they's got there, okay. Yeah, half a point. So queen, it's saying queen to e7 is actually worth it, because then if he takes there, I have attack on the queen. The queen's almost trapped. Okay, so we're getting close. Okay, the queen comes over here. Bishop. I'm developing everything with an attack. What happens if I take there? Oh, he can bring his knight in here and attack that. Okay, so you have to keep that there. Gotcha. And then this holds. Also, I have another discovery attempt on a discovery attack on the queen. So if he plays there, whoa, yes, okay, you can take the knight there. Snap. That's pretty darn tootin' impressive. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I should have retreated my my bishop back. I made a mistake on that. That was an error. Too fast decision. I took there. Yeah. Sometimes. That, and then he takes there. I take. Takes. That's actually winning for him, so this is the only way kind of to hold. He plays there. I move up. I move there. I move back. And it was a draw at this point. Yeah. Well, check that out on move 18. Yeah. Let's see on move 18. Move 18. Let's see. G5. Yeah, G5 is actually move. I was looking at that, but I was only concerned about here. I think I'd still be okay at that point. If he takes there and then he plays queen takes. Okay, you bring your knight in to cover up everything. Then the queen comes to f4, and then you wanna make sure that you control these 2 points. Wow. Okay, we'll go over this game here, and then we'll do some of our opening repertoire of the sorry, Rubinstein. I had to think for a second. Okay, this is Tatev as black, and she's using the French defense, so that's kind of what we're going over. So it's the linear variation. We haven't got there yet. There's a lot of lines. 1 second, I need to get a drink. Yeah, one thing I find is I have to get over. I sometimes get nervous, and just got to get over that. It's the problem of making the wrong decision, but you have to remember that if a decision that isn't made is even if it's important, is wrong. Okay, I'll take care of that. Let's see, you said you wanted to pull up some Yasser Sarwan games. Let's see if we have. Let's hold on. Oops, wrong one. You can paste it in if you want. Okay. So I have to. Okay. Oh, John Nunn. Yeah, oh wow. That's going to be a really good game. John Nunn made uh, an opening book. Really good opening book for learning the opening. So, let's see, let's get this. Alright, we'll do one at a time. Oops, I gotta turn off the engine. Which one's Yaz? Yaz is black, so we'll turn the board. Okay. G6. Takes. Okay. The Caro-Kann. You gotta love the Caro-Kann. Oops, I get out of that. There we go. So there we go. So takes. And then castles. Now let's take scope. Both sides are safe. And John has, excuse me, John has more space in the center. Yaz's pieces are on the queen side, so is John's as well. So I'd probably say it's about equal here. But there's one thing that actually it is about equal, because this bishop's not developed and that bishop's not developed. The back row's very similar, except this knight is slightly more, it's better placed. This one's not, in my opinion, as well placed as that one is. So maybe like a 0.3 better. Oh yeah, and the G bishop. So I guess it does. This bishop here does make up for the kind of sadly placing of that knight. So maybe it is like a 0.1 for white. Let's just take a look to see if our 0.3. So we were right. It's about equal. It is equal. So D5. Wow, John's going for a huge attack here. He's trying to put the pressure on. But Yaz is retaliating pretty good with, that was a really good move. Because then he's going to try to implant his knight to C4. It's also attacking the bishop, so bishop has to go to G5. You don't really want to take here, because then you help develop the queen. But this knight is very ugly at this moment, and this bishop is really strong with this potential attack on the pawn. Ouch. So G4 is a good move actually for white. I mean for black, if black was to play it, because it pins the knight to the queen, which makes, it's not an absolute pin, it's a relative pin. So that's cool. So H3 was played to attack the bishop. Bishop takes knight, and so the good knight that was over here said good knight, but that's a bad joke. I like it. It's not good anymore. It's been removed from the board. So queen takes, and oh, you thinking? Well, he can't really play H6 because if yeah, I guess he'd have to play there because he wouldn't want to allow this to come to fruition. So probably something like that, and then you'd have to bring your bishop all the way back. And I don't know how Yazzer feels about. He's a very positional player. I don't know how positional this would be here. Oh, gotcha. So as soon as this bishop was played here, you're thinking h6. Well, then he'd most likely go to h5. Then you'd probably you'd have to do either. You wouldn't want to play here because that blunts your bishop. So your idea would have to be something like bishop g5, and then he would come back here to g3, bishop g3. But look what John was able to make Yasser do, though. Look how much air is around his king. So I think that's kind of why he didn't do that. Now this is a weakness. You want to keep that? Okay, so you're thinking about playing there. Okay, oops, sorry, wrong one. So you're thinking about keeping this in reserve. Okay. And so after that, are you thinking then of playing a potential knight takes bishop on b3? Is that what you're thinking about? Knight takes bishop? That's just kind of what your idea is, rather than pushing here, this here. Because usually players have an idea in mind. Okay. So let's just take a look. Okay, he takes there. Let's see, what have we accomplished here? Well, I guess we could, in theory, win a potentially. Well, no, I guess we don't win a pawn because if we, well, we do win a pawn. But there is a weakness there, so maybe rook here at that point. Then you could play rook e8. Maybe instead of rook e8, maybe just directly d5. Well, there. Then potentially bishop takes, and well, then Yazzer's up a whole pawn. So yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Knight c5. Yazzer's more positional, so he's gonna wait for the time to strike. He's gonna boa constrict his opponents and then destroy. True. See, if you think about it though, positionally wise, at this moment, Yasser is better. I know it's like, wait a second, they have equal pawns, but if you look at this pawn structure for white, white has, in theory, 3 pawn islands. This whole chain here is one, that chain is. And I almost consider each individually these pawns an isolated pawn itself. So, but if we want to, we can consider these one. That's one, and that's one. So 3 pawn islands to 2. But in theory, I believe it's 4 to 2 because of these doubled. So Yasser is probably computer-wise, it's going to show equality. But I think of Yasser as like at least a 0.2 or almost up to a 0.5 advantage. That's just my opinion in the play, because these pawns on b3 and b2 are going to be provoked as a weakness forever, totally forever. So queen f5 is played, and that's not a bad move. I do see what you're saying too. Queen. But see, if you think back here, Yazur already has predicted that this move was going to come to pass because he played e8. And if we played here, let's say he, like what you're saying, played here, you can always just drop your bishop back to h8. I've seen this in a numerous amount of games with grandmasters. They won't allow. They'll move their rook, and you'll think to yourself, why in the world are they moving their rook? It's like, what's the point of that move? And then, like 5 to 6 moves down the road, you got to see a bishop here, and then they're able to drop this bishop back. Otherwise, if the rook was on f8, black would have to actually exchange Arlette, white exchange his dark squared bishop, which removes the pressure, actually, which allows for gaping holes here on h6, f6, and g7. Yeah. But that's kind of why John doesn't play h6, if you're ever wondering why he didn't play h6. Nice positional move. You gotta love it because he's locking this down. It's on the opposite color of this bishop. So we're one more piece away, one more pawn away from it being on the opposite color of the bishop, the e7 pawn. So white has accomplished one thing in this thing, in my opinion. He does dominate the open file, the c file, but he also has stopped e6. e6 is huge. Because that would have allowed all the pawns to be put on light squares, which would have made this bishop pathetically worthless, in my opinion. g4. This creates a boatload of air around the king here. I don't know if I like this idea here. It has a purpose of queen to wow, he played queen f6. I guess I see why. Well, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that would stay. That would not be fun. Ouch. So I guess that is the only move that could be played. And then the pawn. Now the pawn's to the spot it wants to be. Taking would be a not a very good move because this comes onto a dark squared. Oh, let's see. Ooh, that is a bad. Yeah, that is bad. Yep. Huh. What are we missing here? What did what is the world? Wow. 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 I don't think he can queen, can he? Let me see here. Huh. Wow, wow, that's a draw? Snikes, that's a draw. Huh. Yeah, that move stopped everything in its tracks. I think it's over now. I don't really see any. Hmm. It's pretty impressive. Come on, load up for me. There we go. So John played, yeah, oops, gotta turn that off. Again? Is this the same game? I hope it's not. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Josh Waitzkin's game then. Josh is white and his opponent is Edward A. Let's call him Edward. Josh and Edward. Josh played a4. So he's playing the Sicilian, the French variation, which is kind of, there's the Sicilian that's like that. Now it went to the 4 knights, so it's transposed into something totally different. F3, this cements the structure, so if the bishop takes, the structure is kind of fractured, so These are young kids, so I don't know if they know about playing against the pawns at this age yet, so doesn't say what rating Josh was at this point. So takes, and then E5, which is a really strong move. This locks this chain down. And now Josh can actually castle and play F4 and then maybe F5, something similar to that. Now Josh has accomplished a huge task here. His knight saved. He now has the ability to continue the fight. But this pawn now is under fire, so F4 is a perfect practical idea. Knight E7. And now we can actually implant our knight that was in a pin on a really great outpost on C5. Castles, knight C5, and that's under fire. And so we have a somewhat, once this pawn's gone, a majority outside majority. A5, C3, knight E8, or C8, not E8. Castles, B5, or B6, excuse me. Queen to G4, which sets up potentially for push, but actually not yet because of that. So more likely it's going to be a rook F3, and then G3 idea. That'd be an interesting idea, or it'll be somewhere along here. It's called a rover. That's what Jennifer calls it. She calls it a rover. Up one and over. That was a joke. So, boy, this knight actually is pretty powerful at this moment. Somehow we gotta dislodge that knight. And if this gets exchanged, so he takes as an error. He should have undermined the structure here, and after takes, then take, and then you can win a pawn here. So, and this would have given black winning chances because of this protected passer. But he didn't see that. Then he played another blunder, which was knight B2. And it's not based on... what you have to remember is this game's based on checkmate, not the rook. So the move sequence we go knight takes, queen takes, bishop check. First of all, king G6. Then you check, and at this point, king H6, you attack there, and then you go G5, and at this point, let me see, he has to go here. So, trying to remember how this mate goes. Mate in ones can't be here because then he has that flight square. Oh, right here. There you go. This was a very important game with Josh. This actually is the game that allowed him to get his master status in the world. I think it was age 13, if I'm not mistaken. And then his father and him celebrated by going out and helping. They did some cool stuff. They couldn't sleep that night, so they went out and took a walk, and I think it was in New York Park or something like that together. It's actually in his book. Surprisingly, this game was actually from what in his book, the Josh Waiskin's Attacking Chess. So that's kind of how come I knew this game is I saw it before. And now we'll finish up with Simon. We'll do Simon's game. This is, oops, oh, we don't want that. Get out of there. We have to go all the way back. This is the advanced variation. Simon's known for the French. He's kind of mastered the French. Same as Lennerman. They both are kind of known for that. And then I forgot what his name is. There's another great grandmaster who is known for being an expert in the French as well. Oh yes, there's Akobian is as well, and then there's another one in the long time ago that was good known for it as well. The French has been around for a long time. Yeah, this one is an older one. Not older, I'm sorry, younger one. I should say the inverse of that. C3, knight C6. This is just standard lines. You can do the old main line, which is here, and then you have, oops, then you have there. You can play here, here. Or potentially better rather than that. Sorry, I gotta remove that. You'd play here, then you play there. Sorry. This is how it would go. There is another old line which is that, and the line would go something like that, and then the bishop would come out here to dominate there, and then you would castle king side and then have an attack on black. But that line isn't played as much anymore because of how it's been refuted. So the main line is that. Oh, Niall Short. There's Niall Short. Niall Short does the French. Oh, I forgot. Simon Williams has on the Killer French. Talks about two players that are really known for the French. Far as I understand, he's a more modern one. But there's a I forgot his name. One's like, I think the one that he talked about that is also known for it. Younger player now. His name is like Eberger or something like that. Eberge. I hope I'm pronounced his name right. He's known. I remember that because we went over a lot of games with that one. But there's another, it's like really known grandmaster that was like totally known for the French. I can't believe I forgot his name. I should have saved it to my favorites when I was going over some of the games, so I forgot his name. So I don't like when that happens. It's a pain in the drain. So this is the optimum setup you want for the French. Takes. And that's a potential idea there, but castles. And now, because of how fractured the center is, this actually better benefits black. Because usually if black can get his light squared bishop outside the pawn chain in the French, black's doing something a-okay for sure. And if the bishop takes here, which allows for the rook to come in, he could play there, but then he would lose a pawn. So then Simon would have an attack with c6 and a potential attack there, maybe even here or here and then up. You never know. There's a whole bunch. So the bishop's attacked, and in this point it's not bad to trade off. Your dark square bishop in the French is your best. If this was a locked position like that, you'd probably not want to trade. But because the d5 pawn has mobility, you can push and unleash the power of this bishop once it goes to c6. So queen d2, a6, rook a c1, b5, rook c2. And what James is trying to do here is to double up and try to dominate the h8, the c file with pure power. That's his idea. One second, I get drink water. That's better. Mouth sometimes gets dry when I'm talking. So he takes the bishop, and yeah, that's exactly it. This is really strong. This though, so he's gonna have to be really careful here. He's got to either play queen to d7. I guess that's really the only move that he could play, because he doesn't want to surrender this. He wants to keep the challenge on this file here. Stop doing that. Because white wants to dominate. These guys are looking at each other, so queen d2 is kind of forced in that line. Let's see. But he doesn't really want to close the position. Remember, how many pawns are on light squares for black? All of them except one. So by trading off the light square bishop fox, he has actually made his position at least equal to better, because he accomplished a huge thing. In the French, you either got to do one or two things: trade off the light square bishop for white's light square bishop, or get your bishop, light square bishop, outside the pawn chain. Either one, and you're doing really well in the French. c3, rook c3 wants to play potentially queen to c2 maybe, and make the Alekhine gun. That might be what he wants to make. Or maybe relocate his knight. Something similar to that. Oh, that is true. I see what you're saying. That's an interesting idea. That would work. The only problem is Simon's an attacker, so that's not in his style. If Simon's not blitzing his opponent with a huge attack, he's not a happy camper. So I kind of know how he feels. I kind of have that thing too. But I have to learn how to restrain my attacking sometimes, because I want to just go in and crush when a positional move would suffice for a good move at that point. Now this pawn's weak. And as well, remember, knights are good in close games. The center is locked up, so this is a close game, so the knights will reign supreme here. Rook takes, and then now the knight potentially, it goes. That is a really strong move. You gotta love it. I want to check something out. Why isn't that? Let's see why that wasn't played. Oh, Snikes. I see why. So he can't. That makes sense why he played that now. Was to guard here and threaten. So it's a 3-move idea. Super powered knight. Queen g4, h5, queen to d1, queen e7, knight to f3 is an idea with a potential rook left maybe to trade off. Then queen to b4 is also very powerful as well. You're getting ready to either thinking that it's something to do with that, and then he's gonna have to play queen c2, and white's going passive at this moment. He's trying, if he can get this traded off, he could launch a attack there. So d4, nice move. What would happen after queen e? How far back? Fox, how far back were you talking about queen? How far back though? Where am I? What am I missing? Move 30. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, this is a threat now that if queen takes here, you can actually deliver a sweet mate. Don't even have to worry about. Almost. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. But I think that the queen would potentially go to g6 if I'm not mistaken here, and then potentially a reroute, because then you hold this pawn. If he plays there, you always have queen there. Not holds that. Well, I guess that does lose, doesn't it? Huh, wow. No. Well, yeah. What is the best move here? I must not have, okay, I've got the best move. Then if he plays there, you check. Huh, gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is interesting for sure. Still, the threat of mate looms in the position. Oh, you get to do a fork. You gotta love it. So he's gonna lose. He's gonna try to get as much material as he can. That's mate 2. Mate 4 is... That's mate 4. I think there's even a mate here if I'm not mistaken as well, yeah. Okay, we did all our games. We'll do one more game and then we'll get into our puzzle, the phase of our game puzzles. Come on. to keep that closed. Create the pyramid. It's trying to provoke a weakness here, huh? If he takes, I'll just take back there. That's a fork now. Try to see, did I miss anything? I probably could have pinned the knight. Maybe that's the only thing that I missed. Maybe that's good at this point. I might play if he plays well. Then I could play there. This actually helps me out if he plays there. I could play up there. Kind of like this move here. So rook takes knight, pawn takes, and then knight takes bishop. That's a potential idea. I like that idea. That's a pretty good tactic here. Potentially I could win a pawn. I agree with the back rank sitch. Let's see if I can't play out there. Either there or there. Yeah, I probably should have played here. Snap. That's okay. Boom. Okay. That was a good one to end on for our tactics now, our puzzles. Whoa. See, if I had that type of focus every game, I have to get that. So I'm gonna have to continue into my studies even harder. Uh, okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'll let you guys look at this, and I'll be right back. You guys can write down, and we'll get going. Okay. let's see what we got here. We can't take, that's for sure, because that'd be a horrible mistake. That'd be a blunder. Like if we took here and he'd go right here and it'd go boom, yeah. Don't worry, hey, let's take our time. We'll find it. Don't worry. That's an interesting idea. Thinking maybe it's something to do here with that, but I'm not sure. Or maybe we first take knight takes. Huh. Oh, it is this. My bad. Hey guys, it's this. Watch. Here, here. Oh, sorry. Here, 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 and there. Move order sequence. We were out of move order sequence. It's knight. This is the move, and we win a bishop. You guys are right. But first we have to do a knight takes e5. And then what happens is d takes e5, and then we go knight a6, and this would be the move sequence there, and that wins the bishop on the spot. Oh, that works too. Oh, true. I guess that does work, doesn't it? That works right away. Huh. Now here, and then if he plays there, we actually take, then he plays, okay, yeah, then you could snap that. Yeah, that makes sense. My idea was this, though. I don't think it was fast enough. I think mine was too slow. Because he then, after we play here, then he can actually move, he can move his knight, and then it's defended. So first and foremost, you have to attack here. It's a double attack idea. If he plays here, you win there, and then you win a piece. So, okay. Snap, crackle, and pop. That was cool. Oh, you want to check that out real quick? Okay. I think you just take here, and it's the bishop is still hanging here. See that this is taken away, that's taken away, that's taken away, that's taken away, and that's taken away. So whatever the bishop does is lost. And if knight comes here, you take there first, rook takes, and then potentially you play queen here with an idea of pushing there. Because if he makes a mistake like that, you just push and you have a pin. What you'd have to do is play there, and then what you can do is take, and you're winning. Yeah. Is everything? Did I answer all your guys' questions? All right. It's okay. You know what? We'll get it. Thinking about playing a check here. So we can't give up this. We have to keep our thing here. This is our only way to stop, otherwise it gets perpetual. Let's see if he plays here. Well, if you yeah, because if you play here, he'll take, and then if you try to queen, he'll actually back rank mate you. Yeah. Trying to see if we can't make that work. I was trying to see if this doesn't work here. He has that. Takes. If he runs there, Guess there is nothing wrong with that, is there? Huh. Yeah, that wins on the spot, doesn't it? Huh. I don't think so. It might be hard to win that endgame. Yeah, I guess you're right. This does have a sitch to it, doesn't it? I'm trying to see if we can't, guys. If we can't get the king in front here, guys. If we can get this king to walk over here, and in front here, and we get like a rook here, we can slide our rook over and queen. I think it might be that right there. A3. Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at that. Can't he just back rake mate us at that point? Oh, well, I guess if he's there, we could do that, but no, it wouldn't work. He could just take back. Well, I still like that. I don't know. I just like that move. I just don't know about this because if he plays over here, I mean, here, there, after we play here, he moves here. I'm not sure. It's not that I'm not saying that your guys' moves aren't right. I'm just not 100% sure if we're doing this right. That is interesting. Oh, that is true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Because then he can queen and we win. So I was wrong on that one. So here, and let's say okay over there. We'd have a back rank made after that. Kind of liking this here now. Let's see here. We'll just take a look at here. Here. There. Here. Here. So we could just play there. Let's see. Here. This is it right here. This is the move. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What? Why doesn't this work? Oh, so I can run it there. Okay, so you run here. That was my fault. I'm sorry, guys. Drat. Ugh, so close. We almost had that. Okay. Oh, I see. You wanna see what happens after. I gotcha. Yep. Yeah. Jeez, that was very clever, I gotta say. Let's see here. G4. I think it's potentially the right idea, though. I think he can hold. I think you're right. I think you're right. If we play here, if we play here, come on. We play there. We try here. He takes. We take. And then if he can actually bring his queen here, right there, and he holds. If we play here, he's got there. Yeah. I think it has to be this, if I'm not mistaken. That's gotta be, because the whole idea of this knight would be to guard. Would be to guard here. This threatens mate. See, this threatens mate here, so he's gotta play, threatens mate here. So he's gotta play there. Then the knight takes. We got enough attackers. We have 3, so we got enough to KO our opponent. Yeah. Nice. think that has to be the move. You're kidding me, this is the same position. Am I missing something, guys, or is this the same position? Are we having a Twilight thing? Twilight Zone type of thing? uh, I like... Yeah, well... this is a different one, because if we play here... He actually could potentially bring his queen back there. Oh. I don't know if that now works, this right here. Because that queen being here changes the whole dynamic of the board. Remember, he can actually take the knight, though. If we play rook d8, he could just grab the knight. Oh, true. I see what you're saying, yeah. Well, let me see here. Yeah, that's right. This is the old sneaky idea of taking there, here, this pin, and then we go there. Yep. Yeah. If he takes here, we get to, it's a walk in the park. If he takes there, we just go boom, and it's all over. let's see here. That's what I was thinking about. I think you have h6 right though. Let's see if we go h6, rook takes, rook takes. Huh. So maybe we take the rook right now. We can just also play right here. Rook to f5. But then he could play j4. Well, if we do that, this is his counter. G4, and you've stopped everything. Oh, that is true. We can take. You're right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys are right. You could just take at that point. Oh, what was I thinking? That doesn't do anything, because this is still pinned. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, this was right here. This has to be the move. That has to be it. Yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. No, I might be wrong here. Because if we play here, he could actually move his rook over to f2. That blocks this threat here. Well, then maybe that'll actually arise at that point. Then he'll come. Actually, let's see here. Come back there. We play there. He takes. I guess at that point you're right. We do have that, don't we? See if we played. If we play here, he plays there. We have there. He could play up here. Yeah, because this right here, here, there, there. If he takes, we take back, then he plays there, but I don't know if we really acquire anything after that. Well, that is true, because he'll lose to that. Yeah. Oh. We'll do one more. Then I gotta log off. Okay, let's do it. Alright. Come on. Let's fire up. Fire up these engines. thinking about playing rook to rook c7. I believe rook c7 is winning. Because if he plays here, we take with the queen, and we've won a whole rook. What do you guys think? Rook to c7. That's what I'm sure on this one. And if he plays queen here, if he plays queen back, we again just take with the queen. What do you guys think? We just if he does that, we take. If we play here, let's say he plays there, we just take there with check. And then he has to take back because it's check. And then he'll take back here. Sorry. Ah. It's the only thing I could see that his rooks are good enough to win. That's the best I can see. This is really all I can see. Well, if we did that, let's see here. He can block at that point. Our only opportunity to gain material back is that. Let's see what his plan is here. It's actually B, not G. It's B. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm thinking this is the only one that actually wins. Do we take with the rook or the queen? I'm thinking we take with the rook. What do you guys think? There we go. Perfect. So you guys want to look at the other lines that you guys were talking about? That's a good, not a bad idea. Yeah, you actually take here. Because this is under fire at this point. And if this gets pushed, you can actually, I believe... Nope, not there. That's wrong, sorry. Yeah, you attack there, and there's really no way to, there's no way to stop that, yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. He can get away, and actually likes this the best. You guys want to go over any other lines that we're thinking about going over? Are you guys all good? Okay. I'll go over it, Rick. I'll go over it one more time. Is that good? Does everybody have all their questions asked and answered? I mean. Okay, Loki's good. How about you? Oh yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay. Well, guys, you know what? Yeah, you have to remember that it's all about studying and getting better. And you know what? Today was a kind of stone diamond day. It was a mix. We got to learn a lot. Had a couple losses that shouldn't have been, but you know what? We even learned from those. And we learned from some of the puzzles that were really difficult. Now we have to apply what we learned and just keep getting better. Just study, study, study. And always, always, there's a plan in the position. You just have to find it. And when you do, you get to say, I love it when a plan comes together. And remember, learn from your mistakes. Don't let it hold you back. That's the main thing. Keep playing and use the gift the Lord's given you, your mind. And I'll leave you with this. As Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. As I say, God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And I will be back on tomorrow, Lord willing. So be blessed to keep studying. And we'll do some more fun puzzles, games, and all that. Bye bye, guys.